With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Japanese. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description. Welcome to Can Do Japanese by JapanesePod101.com.
皆さんこんにちは、Kano Kana です。Hi everyone, I'm Kano. In this lesson, you learn how to ask for clarification.
This is Sasha Lee, and she meets her neighbor, Shin Ishikawa, for the first time in the lobby of their building. Shin introduces himself by saying, "Nice to meet you. I'm Ishikawa."
はじめまして、石川です。
Sasha doesn't catch his name and asks for clarification. Listen to the conversation and focus on Sasha's request. Ready?
はじめまして、石川です。
すみません。もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。
いしかわです。
Once more with the English translation.
はじめまして、石川です。
Nice to meet you. I'm Ishikawa.
すみません。もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。
Excuse me, one more time, please. Slowly, please.
いしかわです。
I'm Ishikawa. Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool, so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Shin introduces himself? Nice to meet you. I'm Ishikawa.
はじめまして、石川です。
This starts with the expression,
はじめまして。
meaning nice to meet you.
はじめまして。
Next is the sentence,
石川です。
meaning I'm Ishikawa.
石川です。
First is Shin Ishikawa's family name.
石川。石川。石川。
In Japanese, it's common for people to introduce themselves with just their family name. And last is,
です。
in this case, it's like the am in I am. It's a linking verb.
です。です。
Together, it's
石川です。
meaning I'm Ishikawa. This is the shortened version of
私は石川です。
the first part,
私は
meaning as for me, is omitted since the context is clear, as Shin, the speaker, is introducing himself. Altogether, it's
はじめまして、石川です。
meaning nice to meet you. I'm Ishikawa.
はじめまして、石川です。
Do you remember how Sasha says, "Excuse me, one more time, please. Slowly, please."
すみません。もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。
First is
すみません。
meaning excuse me in this context.
すみません。すみません。
Here, Sasha intends to ask Shin to say his name again. So she starts with,
すみません。
excuse me, before asking him to do so. Next is,
もう一度お願いします。
or, one more time please.
もう一度お願いします。
This expression has several parts. First is,
も
meaning more in this context.
う、もう、も
After this is,
う、一度、
one time,
一度、一、
one,
一、
and
度、
time.
度、
Together,
もう一度、
one more time.
もう一度、
Last is the phrase,
お願いします。
please.
お願いします。お願いします。
Altogether, it's,
もう一度お願いします。
literally, this means, more one time, please. But it translates as, one more time, please.
もう一度お願いします。
The next sentence is,
ゆっくりお願いします。
slowly, please. First,
ゆっくり、
slowly.
ゆっくり、ゆっくり、
Next is,
お願いします。
please.
お願いします。
Together,
ゆっくりお願いします。
slowly, please.
ゆっくりお願いします。
Do you remember how Shin repeats his name slowly? I'm Ishikawa.
いしかわです。
Let's look at the expressions once more. Listen and repeat. すみません。すみません。もう一度お願いします。もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。すみません。ゆっくりお願いします。すみません。ゆっくりお願いします。すみません。もう一度お願いします。すみません。もう一度お願いします。すみません。もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。すみません。もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。わかりません。わかりません。書いてください。書いてください。Did you notice the new expressions I used?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool, so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
わかりません。
I don't understand.
わかりません。わかりません。書いてください。
Please write it.
書いてください。書いてください。
For now, please remember
わかりません。
and
書いてください。
as set phrases.
わかりません。
I don't understand.
わかりません。書いてください。
Please write it down.
書いてください。Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then, repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say, "Excuse me"? すみません。すみません。And how to say, "One more time"? もう一度。もう一度。Do you remember how to say, "Please"? お願いします。お願いします。Do you remember how Sasha says, "Excuse me, one more time please"?
すみません。もう一度お願いします。
すみません。もう一度お願いします。Do you remember how to say, "slowly"? ゆっくり。ゆっくり。Do you remember how Sasha says, "Slowly please"?
ゆっくりお願いします。
ゆっくりお願いします。Do you remember how to say, "Nice to meet you"? はじめまして。はじめまして。Do you remember how Shin Ishikawa introduces himself?
はじめまして、石川です。
はじめまして、石川です。Do you remember how to say, "Please write it down"? 書いてください。書いてください。
Let's practice. Imagine you're Ben Lee. Shin Ishikawa introduces himself, but you don't catch his name. Start with "Excuse me" and ask him to say it one more time. Ready?
はじめまして、石川です。
すみません。もう一度お願いします。
Listen again and repeat.
すみません。もう一度お願いします。すみません。もう一度お願いします。
Let's try another. Imagine you're Shin Ishikawa. Ask Karen to say it one more time and say it slowly. Ready?
はじめまして、リー・カレンです。
すみません、もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。
Listen again and repeat.
すみません、もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。すみません、もう一度お願いします。ゆっくりお願いします。
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Shin Ishikawa. Start with "Excuse me" and ask Sasha Lee to please write it down. Ready?
はじめまして、リー サーシャです。
すみません。書いてください。
Listen again and repeat.
すみません。書いてください。すみません。書いてください。
This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to ask for clarification in Japanese. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.